just had to bring it. Everyone's got Soul Reaver, and I'm bringing the fucking Rocketeer. It's great. I feel very bad about this one. All right, welcome to episode 182 of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Powers, and joining me this week, once again, we've got our friend down under, Chase.
Hello.
He's just quiet there for a moment. I was like, is his mic muted? What's going on? And our friend from up north, Steven.
Good day.
Which actually makes Florida in the middle, which is just weird to say about Florida with me. It just does not feel like a middle location. So, whatever. Well, it has been a fun week this week. We've had a direct both from THQ and Nintendo. We've had more updates about the credit card situation. Some great responses from Good Old Games about it. Sony getting into a lawsuit. And just a bunch of stuff to talk about. But before we get into that, we'll jump into what we've been up to. And Steven, let's start with you. What you been doing?
Believe it or not, ZZZ. I think I'm finally caught up. It's just maintenance now until the next character comes out in a couple of days. And then I'll try to get that character. So business as usual there. Still going strong. Still doing well. I jumped into some demos because of the different showcases that were on. They released a demo for the Cobra Adventures, the Space Cobra, that really old anime. I was surprised to find out that they used the original anime footage, so they have the rights to it.
Okay.
It looks like they got the original voices, but the dub is maybe cleaned up. The game is entirely unforgiving platformer. Lots of sliding around, lots of dying. Hard to play sometimes, but maybe I'll get used to it. I don't know yet. Another one is becoming slowly my next favorite game that I might have to get day one, and that's Adventures of Elliot. HD 2D game. It is basically if Square decided to try to make their own Zelda clone, and it works out really well.
I've got that one downloaded. I just haven't played it yet.
I'm enjoying it. I enjoyed a lot of the I did of it. Remember, the save data will not carry over, so it's just for you to like the mechanics, so don't get too put into the story. But I like how everything works out. Donkey Kong Tetris 99 is this weekend, so like many of us, don't forget, because we don't know when it's going to come back. Chris and I have finally started Sandman Season 2, which even the first episode now just gives me tons of questions, and Christian is noticing that they're basically speedrunning the plot. So something that should have taken like 100 years takes 2 minutes. Like they just change it. So that's unique.
I need to start that one. I keep forgetting about it.
And then yesterday, because there'd been so much hype for it, and the only thing to knock it out of its number one slot on Netflix was that Happy Gilmore 2. But I showed my wife the K-pop Demon Hunters. It's like a
say what now?
Like in the same animation style as Red. You know, the Red Panda movie. And
okay. Everyone says Red, and my brain immediately goes to Retired and Extremely Dangerous, which was the Bruce Willis, actually a comic book movie with a sequel. Those were actually good, by the way.
But this one was very good. If you hate the music, they are going to sing a lot, so it is K-pop, obviously.
I would think so with the name, yeah.
But it was well done. Story was funny. Made my wife laugh. So it was a nice little animation to watch. So there's a reason it's number 2 on their charts. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, I'll have to maybe see about checking that out. All right, Chase, what about you? What you been doing?
Been playing State of Decay 2. It's one of those games that's just easy to pick up and play, especially after work. And then still plugging away at Company Heroes 3. Really enjoying it. What I've seen of it so far. So, pretty standard for me.
Okay, light week as usual. So for myself, I'm still playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I've made it pretty far into the game, but I went ahead and decided to go back, and I've been just 100%ing every map on my way back down. So I've played, I'm almost to the point of finishing the Fruit Island area. People that have played the game know which spot I'm talking about, but every level prior to that, I've 100%ed. I'm just over 500 bananas so far. So I'm just kind of trying to just go through the whole thing, see what I can do, but I'm still enjoying it. Still a lot of fun. The elephant power up is just a cheat code for getting money and just clearing out the areas. And I think that's part of what got me to go back and start back at the beginning to kind of clear things, because I could just dig and explore and mess with things now. Have to see. I think there's one more transformation I haven't unlocked yet. So once I finish this level, I think I'm just going to continue the story and keep going. Hopefully, maybe finish it this next week, I think.
I didn't look up what it does, but people have found out how to glitch through the wall and kind of almost get to the end of the game without getting Pauline at all.
Oh, damn.
So I saved that video to like, hey, after I beat the game, maybe I'll look at what that does.
That's probably, yeah. Send me that whenever you're done as well. I'm kind of curious. I have seen people doing runs where they're not collecting any bananas. They're doing 0 banana runs.
And one of them turned a Decay into a helicopter somehow and could fly over the entire map. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell you do that. That's interesting. I know there's a move where he can helicopter, but you need bananas to get that. To kind of do the
where he
spin
can just do it infinitely because he spins faster and faster. And I was like, wow, okay.
Gamers like to break shit. That's just what we do. The other thing, Amanda and I watched a movie called The Dead Don't Die. We were just looking for something to watch, and it was on Netflix. And we love zombie movies. I usually enjoy a lot of those. This one has Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Tilda Swinton, Tom Waits, Steve Buscemi, and Danny Glover. And it is weird as hell. It constantly breaks the fourth wall, refers to itself that it's a movie, even with jokes about like reading ahead in the script and things like that. It's not a great movie, I'll tell you that much. Like, I've seen much better zombie movies. There's not much in the way of gore. They cut away from most of it. It tries to be a comedy, but then also not as funny given what it is. I'm just kind of saving you the trouble. It's probably not worth watching. Which is disappointing. I thought the cast was great. Like, from when I saw who was in it, I was like, okay, we need to give this a shot. It could be one of those weird, funny movies. It is not. Sadly, I'm very disappointed in this movie. So save the trouble. Like, just don't bother.
He's not mad. He's disappointed.
Yeah, you could have done better. You could have made me laugh. You could have grossed me out. You could have done something. They had a couple other cameos, like Selena Gomez and some other people showed up. They're not in there very long. They seem almost pointless for half their role. There is one joke that goes throughout it about the music that was kind of funny for a little bit. Like, at least got a laugh of like how they explained why there's no other licensed music other than this one damn song through the whole thing. But it's almost like the comedy was too meta about itself, if that's possible. So, and lastly, as you saw earlier, a friend of mine was having a video game only garage sale, and I managed to pick up a boxed copy of The Rocketeer for NES. I did have a friend of mine ask me, is like, is that actually any good? And I was like, probably not. It's probably an absolutely terrible game, but that is a really nice box art. So I'm going to display that. I like it. And that's about the only glowing benefit I can give for this. So, oh man. All right. So let's jump into our group chat. I know we only have a little bit to talk about as usual, but why not? So once again, we are talking Zombie Army 4 because, well, that's about all we've been playing the past couple of weeks after the show when we get together. Which has been kind of an interesting one. We made it, a couple of levels through last time?
We finished another theme chapter, yeah.
Yeah, we finished one, I guess, like episode or whatever you call it, and then we've got a few chapters into.
Yeah, we understood how to get the collectibles and which collectibles to get, how the collectibles are done, and that you can actually save people in this one.
Yeah, there's like a little hand like the thing from Adam's Family that's running around doing things. Sometimes just running around. Sometimes you saw one doing shadow puppets.
Yeah, it was doing fencing. It was doing fencing with, as a big shadow puppet demonstration.
We found one that was in a little boat with like a possessed doll, and it's riding the boat around like it's in a little love gondola or whatever. And whenever you shoot it, it disappears, and then the doll freaks out as the boat sinks. Like, okay. One other thing I did notice that we were having a problem where it would do the bullet cam, and we would see it correct. Like it'd be a headshot or whatever. And then everybody else would see it as like a bullet just going off into a wall or hitting a rock.
Through the floor in somebody's foot. And Jeremy would be like, right in the head. I'm like, right in the foot?
I thought you were messing with me. Then it disconnected, we reconnected, and then I started doing it to me. You'd be like, headshot. And I was like, that went into his leg or completely missed him and went in the water. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Kind of a weird mechanic for that it can't keep track of it. It's kind of funny though. Chase, did you have any problems with that?
Yeah, I usually like whatever, like when it was happening to Swan, it was happening to me. When it was happening to you, it was still happening to me.
So you were just screwed either way.
Yeah, pretty much. Every now and again, it would give me the right animation, but I was like, oh, okay, this is an interesting like bug.
It was a weird one. We need to start looking at what our next little co-op game is going to be once we get through this one. We probably have a little bit of time left on Zombie Army 4.
Well, we have plenty of time left.
I'm about to say it seems like
episode 2 or 3, and there's like 3 or 4 more left.
I'm about to say it seems like a much chunkier game than because the previous one was made of smaller mini games that you basically combined.
Yeah, and even though there was never a Zombie Army 2 and 3, they were just like trilogy.
Yeah, it was the 3 releases, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like I think there's like 4 or 5 just normal ones left, and then I think if we actually get the DLC, there's like another 3 or 4 DLC ones.
Those you have to pay for though.
There's some that they have for free you can get now.
Yeah, for people who are getting this, be prepared to have space for a lot of DLC, or at least to download a lot of DLC because there's a lot of it out there.
They do make you go through and download it in the game, so you're constantly having to kind of do all of that, then back out of the game, come back in, get the next batch. Like it's very weirdly handled, but there's a lot of stuff there. And it's mostly like weapon skins, a couple levels, some character skins.
But you get the Left 4 Dead characters, which is nice.
That is great. I'm actually playing as old Bill.
I'm playing as Coach.
So yeah.
Who made Left 4 Dead? THQ?
Valve.
Yeah, it was part of Valve. Yeah.
Meaning there'll never be a Left 4 Dead 3. So,
well, they can't count to 3. That's what he's proven. They can't. They cannot make a third game. They'll make a side story. The closest we'll get is like Half-Life VR or whatever, or Half-Life Alyx, but we'll never get an actual Half-Life 3.
Side stories can't even count to 3. Doesn't matter.
Team Fortress 2. No, that's it.
Hats. We'll just give you hats in your Team Fortress. That's all you get.
Portal 2. That's it.
So many games, if they just made a single title for a third entry, people would just lose their shit. Yeah, the only thing they can do to 3 is not make a third game for a different series. They've done that for like 4 or 5 series now.
Yeah. It's just like, what comes after 2?
Team Fortress.
I would be amazed if they made a third. I would be absolutely hilarious if one of them just showed up with a 4 and they never said anything about it.
That would actually be great.
Left 4 Dead.
Left 4, the search for 3.
Wait, what? Oh, man.
Just take the piss out of themselves. Just skip 3, make a 4th.
We should get Portal 4, like the Wheatley Adventures or something, and just not ever question what happened with 3. Just leave it alone. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump over to our news then. So we got a bunch of stuff to cover this week, but starting us off is a company making an absolutely stupid decision, which is once again Warner Brothers. Yeah. So after the disastrous launch of the Suicide Squad live service game, Warner Brothers has decided to double down and make another live service title instead of any other story-based game that they could make.
Now we can close the studio and get a tax write-off.
So, I mean, they could make a new Batman title. They could try and make a Superman game, kind of popular right now. They already canceled what looked like a fun Wonder Woman game that was in development for Monolith. So many other things that they could do, but they're just going to once again try and push a money-making scheme with a live service game that, like, what the hell? You know, one thing I'd like to see is, like, if they could make a Mr. Terrific game right now, if they wanted to do it, that I think could actually be kind of fun. You know, if they want something not as ridiculous as Superman or whatever. But so Suicide Squad, I can't even say it right now, Failed so badly, Warner Brothers had a 41% drop in game sales and led to layoffs of the staff and closing of different other development studios. But they focus that they want to, they mentioned they want to focus on DC, series that shall not be named, Game of Thrones and Mortal Kombat as the main IPs that they want to push instead of trying to make other original stuff.
I think demand's at a fever pitch. They need to make an open world Game of Thrones. There you go. Live service.
Just wander over the wall and just wander
pay $10 a month or your character dies.
Don't give them options or don't give them ideas. They would do it.
So Red Wedding
shows up and kills your character.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. People that don't pay your character just wanders around as a walker. I don't know. Do we think Warner Brothers ever going to get their head out of their ass in this regard?
No.
So why would they?
Because they think Game of Thrones is a big IP for them when it's over.
I'm about to say, I don't think it's really done much recently. I know they made a new series, but I haven't bothered watching it.
Like, even George R.R. Martin's just like, I'll finish the book someday. I'm like, okay.
The man's already made money. He doesn't give a damn. He's like, well, if I don't finish it, I'm rich. Who cares?
I was like, for every half a book you write, George R.R. Martin, Brandon Sanderson writes like 8 more.
Yeah, between him and Stephen King. Like, we have plenty to read and plenty to do. So
yeah, it's kind of funny because Warner Brothers is sitting on, arguably, I think the people that could actually make a good Game of Thrones game is Monolith, because you could actually potentially like tweak the Nemesis engine to make a pretty decent Game of Thrones game. But
yeah, they still own the rights to that and they need to use it. That'd be nice. All right, let's move on to our next bit. So, an update from last week's story. Visa and Mastercard are apparently getting swamped by gamers upset over the push to censor media by denying payment options. People are calling and gunking up their phone lines for hours-long wait times, some of which are using the callback later feature to congest that option, and then calling again to try and congest both of them, which has been kind of a fun thing to do for there. And then people are also emailing executives, support lines, support sites, and more just to keep up the pressure. The companies have responded kind of pushing back, saying that they're not actually doing this. But go ahead, Stephen.
I would say your last resort should be emailing, because they can just put you in spam folder. They can make it so certain keywords are not fed to them, so they can block your emails. Right now, people have moved over into if you're done calling them, if you don't mind sending them a letter now and then, they have posted where you can send letters to them to basically clog up that too, or make your feelings known that way. So they are saying do that instead of emailing. Even though emailing seems simple, it's not really doing anything to them, because they can just be like, make a rule to always move these emails to this. So yeah.
This being trash.
They have recently, Itch.io is now looking for a different payment processor. So they're looking into different options that would allow it. So we are getting answers. And Stripe as well has copied the same response from Visa and MasterCard from probably ChatGPT, saying like, we never intended this to happen, type of thing.
Yeah, we're not censoring things. We're just telling you we won't give you money if you don't do what we say. Chase, you got any more thoughts on this one?
I was waiting to hear what you were going to say on the pushback.
Yes, this is our next little story that tied into it. I kind of like this response. So in response to the pushback, online stores have received from Credit Card Processors Good Old Games, which is an online store you can get older titles that are DRM free. They've created what they call freedom to buy games. Like, that's the actual website, freedom to buy.games, where they are giving away 13 adult titles, which is a mix of sexual content as well as just adult themes like violence and so forth, for a 48-hour period. So by the time you're listening to this tomorrow, or if you happen to listen to it tonight or whatever, you have a couple hours left. After that point, it ends. So if you can go do it, pause the show, go grab that now if you're over 18. If you're not, you shouldn't be listening to this anyways.
You should grab it.
Right. You should go get the games. But I'm I guess I did tell you to do that. Shit. You know what? They're giving them away. It's not my legal. None of these games are illegal. They're just questionable content. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I like the response when you visit the site, though. It shows the following message. And this is the quote. Censorship is quietly deciding which games you can buy. We are fighting back. Some games vanish, not because they broke the law, but because someone decided they shouldn't exist. For 48 hours, these games are free because if a game is legal, you should be free to buy it. After showing the titles, it continues, quote, these games are at risk of disappearing. We believe that if a game is legal, you should be able to buy it now and decades from now. We fight back by making these games visible, accessible, and undeniable. Freedom to buy is freedom to create. I did go and get these games. I just went ahead and you can just click to grab the whole bit for your good old games. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to play these because they are questionable. I might mess around with Postal 2, but
what? You're not going to play Vixen 6? Come on.
I don't know. Not really my type of game, but it's also not my place to say whether that game should exist or not. If it's not breaking a law, then that's a game. People make it. It's just like with books and things like that. So Chase, you said you wanted to go through this and you had something to say, or?
Oh no, I mean, I agree with the concept of, at the end of the day, if it's not breaking the law, then like, I don't know, it, like Visa, MasterCard, all these banks, all these like WEF dorks and stuff, they need to quit trying to like tell us what we can and can't do. Start pushing their morals on everybody else. Like, at the end of the day,
you can't leave everything down to one person or a department that has never dealt with it. You need to have a conscientious effort. If you're not going to put together something like the ESRB, don't even start to do any of this stuff. Don't start to pull things without, proper representation. If you have a board that has something where everybody has to agree unanimously for something to be pulled, that would be a lot better. So, because then you can say, okay, we have people from every different walks of life to look over it. Kind of like 12 Angry Men, but probably not as angry. But I just think that's what you need, is you need a board of people to do it, not just be like, ask the guy in the mailroom if he likes that game. And he's like, hell no. I'm like, okay, we'll pull it.
Well, the funny thing is, so MasterCard, I believe that was the one, they came out and actually said like they don't base purchases on moral decisions. They just, if it's legal to buy, then they just allow it. And everyone's like, yeah, but you're pushing this. So that's kind of a bullshit excuse for what you're saying. Because that's how it's supposed to work. If you can legally buy,
if there's somebody higher up than the people who are getting called, obviously, somebody higher up just had a power trip and decided to like send this out, and he's getting the backlash. And unfortunately, the lesser minions are having to deal with it now, like over at the customer service center. And it's not until it affects his bottom line will he be like, "Oh, let's send out a statement."
Yeah, I don't think people understand how much power banks actually have. Like, in reality, like a lot of people think that, in the sense that, for instance, this is just probably a little bit of useless trivia, but if you actually, like, when you sign up to have an account with a bank, one of the things that you technically sign is that if you go to a bank and you say, I want, $10,000 cash, the bank can actually look you in the eye and say no.
Yeah.
They could just tell you
cash.
Nope. We're not giving you $10,000 cash.
And people have to realize that when they're talking about billionaires, especially Muskrat, he's, quote, maybe with an asterisk, one of the richest men in the world, because the banks are holding all this money and have loaned him all this money to buy things.
Yeah.
So things can crash on him in an instant, and he does whenever he opens his mouth. So it's one of those things like, he doesn't have a nest egg. He has these investments that can close at any time. Banks can ruin these billionaires in a flip of a switch. So it's like, they hold a lot of power.
Yeah, they're going after video game censorship. Like, that's not a great use of your abilities. But talking about the people you're calling in at, keep calling, doing that stuff. Also remember the people that are just doing customer service are just doing their job. Like, don't be an asshole to them. Yeah, you can air your complaints and talk to them, but it's not their fault.
It's kind of like the stuff I've shared to my friends and colleagues about the scripts and the information where to send it.
Mm-hmm.
The scripts are very helpful because the scripts, they even say like, don't yell, don't be angry, but voice your displeasure and make it clear that if anything, they should be escalating this to their supervisor, because if it just ends at customer service, it's not going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's something where you want it to be escalated. You want somebody else to know other than your person you're calling.
Yeah.
But
Make
again,
yourself
like,
a problem, but don't be an asshole.
You're not ruining their day, but you're basically just saying like, I'm not happy with this, and you're going to lose a customer if you can't figure out something like this. Please escalate to your supervisor. And I'm glad they've put together these scripts that kind of makes it so you can have an intelligent conversation without kind of just going on a rant or anything like that.
Did Visa respond to this at all? Did they make a statement or anything?
Not that I've seen.
So just MasterCard.
Yeah,
for everything else, there's MasterCard.
Everything else
Him, it's Steven.
Except adult games.
Well played, Steven. Well played.
And Visa just responded, it's everywhere you want to be.
Then what did Stripe say?
Just
Go
nothing, I don't think. Yeah,
I don't know. I've never heard of Stripe until this happened.
That's true.
I've heard the name, and that's about it. I don't know. I just, like I said, Good Old Games is doing this. If you're hearing this, you can go check and see if the games are still available. If not, at least they're trying to put something forward with that. Itch.io started putting back free games that were rated adult. As long as they didn't have to make payments, there was no reason to remove them. And like I said, whether you agreed with the content being removed or not, none of it was illegal, which is the big thing. Whether you agree with it ideally or not is not really your call to make at that point. It's not really our judgment call to make. Like you can, as a person, choose whether or not you play something, but that doesn't mean you get to decide it's not there unless it breaks a law. And then if you think it should, then you work towards making that law. That's the whole purpose of people going into politics and doing these things. If you feel that badly about it, do something about it, but don't just, just override and censor all this stuff for no reason, because it is wandering into the games of like just general violence, or it's wandering into a lot of like the LGBT stuff that people had some of those games pulled down, even though they are not technically considered adult titles. That just people view that as such, which is such a weird thing to me sometimes.
We just don't want things to snowball. That's all.
Yeah, this is where you hear the whole slippery slope thing, because once it starts, you don't get to decide where it ends. You just have to go along with this ride, whether you like it or not. And you'll be surprised how many of these people that support it find themselves caught up in that damn landslide, which a lot of people, especially in the US right now, are being caught up in and realizing, oh, wait, it wasn't supposed to be me having these problems. So fuck around, find out. So yeah. All right, let's move on to a little surprise we had here.
Speaking of fucking around and finding out.
So State of Decay 3 and Gears of War E-Day are possibly coming to the PS5, which no one's surprised about. But this is the first sign of life we've had at all for a while of State of Decay 3. Like, other than a couple CG trailers, we've heard nothing about this game. It was announced in 2020. It's been 5 years since we saw the first trailer for this game. So I was kind of worried it had fallen victim to the recent layoffs and cancellations, but like a zombie, it just seems to still be on the way slowly. You think we'll actually see gameplay
editions?
Say what?
At least it'll probably get physical editions on PS5 and skip Xbox.
That would be a game that would make me just go ahead and buy PlayStation Plus and just get it on that then. Like, it's Microsoft is pushing me away from this stuff.
I'm like, okay, I'll just get the physicals for Gears of War Reloaded and E-Day then.
Yeah.
Continue the Microsoft series on my PlayStation.
I still don't believe they're doing that. Like, Gears of War is such a key role with Xbox. It's always been known for that. And they're the ones not getting a physical release. It's like, thank you for supporting us for these decades of gameplay and buying our systems and games. Fuck you. You're not going to get it.
Microsoft's family of IPs is now 90 Day Fiancé. So They're
and I know,
swapping.
Chase, you're one of the biggest Gears of War guys here. That was one of the things when you and I first started talking, we both realized we like Gears of War. We're like, oh, that's great. And, we played through every Gears, which was so much fun, by the way. I still absolutely love that.
Yeah, that was
At some point, we need to go back and play some more. Why not?
I agree.
But your thoughts on this of, for E-Day itself, I know you're excited about the game, but it's just, if you have to get it on PS5, does it feel weird to you?
Yeah.
It just feels weird, doesn't it?
Does feel weird a little bit, but then, like, I have some mates now on PS5 that are like, I'm getting Gears of War Reloaded on PS5, and I'm like, oh, well, if you need to play co-op, just let me know. Like, so I'm just like, I'll probably end up getting it on PS5.
I will probably, if I have to do that, I'm going to have to look for the most Xbox-ass controller I can get for a PS5 because it's not going to feel right.
Because Sony hates third-party controllers.
I know. I'm going to have to make one. Like just,
I mean, they do a couple partnerships with, like, they do a partnership with Nacon and Scuff, and they do partnerships with a couple other places, I think.
But they still don't have full functionality on PS5 games.
Yeah, they drop a lot of support.
If you look into that, those are only kind of compatible with certain PS5 games and all PS4 games because of the extra features PS5 has. People just keep running into those issues, and that's why a lot of those.
If it's a PS4 controller, yeah.
But that's why a lot of those controllers will say it's for PS4 and PS5, so they don't have to tell you that you're going to have PS5 issues.
Yeah, like I don't think they're letting any third parties have the active triggers. A lot of them aren't having the touchpad. Like I don't know. It depends on if your game requires those or uses it. You're kind of SOL with third party controllers.
Oh, if you're playing a game that's going to require like those triggers and things like that, that's probably a little bit different but like you can't even do that with the DualSense Edge. Those don't even have the active triggers.
I thought they did.
No, because they've got the ability they've got the little, like, actually, let me just show you. It's a little bit easier.
Grab the controller. Teach us.
So they've got they've got these little things that you can to make the trigger pull.
Yes, that's like the Elite controllers. I do the same thing where my gunfire is on a very short trigger, but if I do racing games, I get full motion. Damn, I'm really glad I didn't fricking buy one of those then, because they were already ungodly expensive.
Yeah. But like for instance, like Nacon's got like the Revolution 5 or something, which is made for PS5, but it's got like these kinds of triggers. They're meant for the play for like shooters and stuff, because they've also got the paddles.
Okay, makes sense.
Like I wouldn't play Ghost of Tsushima with that though. I'd play it with just a normal PS5 controller. But
Chase teaching us some shit today.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess to be fair, like I'd probably play I don't know that Gears of War is necessarily going to take advantage of the triggers or anything like that. I could be wrong, but
probably not.
You could probably play it. Like I'll probably play it with my DualSense Edge, just because I have I like having the taller sticks for aiming.
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
yeah. I think I used to do that with the Elite controllers. I'd switch it out for certain titles for that movement.
Yep.
Okay.
They're gonna make the PS5 speaker go boom and damn.
Oh god, that would be hilarious. Every time you use the chainsaw, you hear it rev up in the
Every
controller.
time your call partner dies, damn.
That would be great.
Revive me.
That would be absolutely great.
I guess that'd be a good trade-off. I don't know. All right, let's go into our next little bit of Sony news. So Sony is having a bit of a lawsuit with Tencent right now over Tencent pretty much blatantly copying the Horizon games. So Sony's making the claim that the upcoming Light of Motrium, revealed last November, is as they refer to, slavish clone of the Horizon series. Sony's asking the court to basically block the release of the games and to rule that Tencent violated Horizon's copyrights and trademarks. And from what Sony has presented with trailers, screenshots, promotional art, and more, the game is blatantly, like very blatantly, a ripoff of the Horizon games. Sony went so far as to include articles from gaming websites that called out the copy, and said that Sony should sue over it. So that's actually in the lawsuit, is gaming articles saying they should sue. And then Sony also included where Tencent applied twice to assume, applied twice to license the Horizon series, but were denied by Sony, saying that, no, we'll make it. It's just us. So Tencent has apparently just gone ahead with it, but changed just a few names of things. Like when you look at the pictures and stuff, I posted them on the Discord, you could very easily mistake the art from Tencent's game as just being art from a Horizon game, like down to creature design, not even concept art. Like, oh, it's a new character. Is this a sequel or is this another thing? Like this looks more like Horizon than Horizon's AI crap they tried pulling recently.
Man, Sony is evil. Why are they going after poor little Tencent? They're just trying to make a game. This is Pal World version 2. What is going on?
Oh, God. That is...
We're a little bit on their side with this one, Swan.
But be rage specific. Like, don't get mad at Nintendo for going after Pal World and then just be like, wow, Sony's got a case here. Nintendo had a case with Pal World, too.
So Nintendo's case, like I've been looking into, it's gotten kind of weird. Like they're updating their patents as they're going and adding to the lawsuit. I was like, that feels weird, but I get it. For part,
all Sony is saying is just like, you're copying it. They're not even mentioning patents because they don't have any.
Yeah, it's blatant though.
It's pretty bad, dude.
I just put I put a GIF on the Discord.
Nintendo can't really talk though because they like to make legally distinct Forza Horizon, legally distinct fucking Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft. Insert Ubisoft formula game here. Like Nintendo's pretty bad about that shit.
Get your patents, guys, or else.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call Mario Kart World a legally distinct Forza, but I could see some of the other stuff.
It's Mario Kart. It's open world. You find stuff scattered around
Forza
the world.
Was nowhere near the first
one
to
Smuggler's
do that.
Run, then.
Yeah, Smuggler's Run was an earlier one. There was a lot of open world. The size of the world was a lot smaller, but I remember a Terminator game I played on a friend's PC back when I was a kid. Like back, I think this would have been like N64 days. But that was an open world where you're running around like hunting down Sarah Connor and looking for stuff. And that was, I think, one of the earliest open worlds I think I ever messed with. I've been trying to find that game. It was so blocky and weird.
I need to try that Terminator Resistance. Slightly getting off track. But
really
you're reminding me of that.
I saw that recently.
That one and RoboCop are really good and a must play.
Yeah, RoboCop, I need to get back into that one, especially since the DLC is coming out as its own expansion game. Like I can get it physically, so I'll be getting that too. Yeah, I think we can all agree Sony has a pretty good case on this one. I mean, Tencent does. We joke about it, but Tencent has a lot of money to throw back at this. But
Tencent just respond and be like, "We have a partnership with Nintendo, and we'll be bringing Light of Motoram to Nintendo consoles.
Bring it to Switch 2 or something as a key card,
and redact all your stuff with marker because that's great."
Yeah, perfectly. So yeah, we'll see how this one is going to actually break down. All right, let's go to our Nintendo Direct. Go ahead, Steven.
I'm going to preface this with people who are either listening to this in the background or listening to our audio version. I'm going to be eating a chip for every time the game announced is a keycard. Confirmed keycard.
I will leave in when he eventually throws up. I will not edit that out. It stays. I may have to blur it for YouTube, but I will not remove the sound, so you're warned. All right, so first little bit here, we have Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. This is coming from Capcom in 2026 as a Switch 1 and 2, PS5, Series X and S, and PC title. I haven't finished the Monster Hunter Stories series yet. I was kind of disappointed. I saw that for a moment. I was like, oh, are we getting Monster Hunter Wilds or even Worlds on Switch 2? Like, that'd be great. And it's like, Stories. I was really hoping
Tears of the Reflection or Breath of the Twisted.
It looks pretty. I do like the art style. I'll give them that. I'm sure this seems like this would be a Rachel game because it seems kind of more of an RPG style for that. So that might have been one she would have liked. Do you guys have any interest in this, or is this not the Monster Hunter you're looking for?
It's not the Monster Hunter I'm looking for. I need to get Wilds at some point because
it's so good. I'll play with you
since I have the other two anyway. I've already heard Wilds, and since Wilds is a huge flop, I'll wait for it to get ported to Switch 2 or something.
I wouldn't call it a flop. It's done pretty well.
Capcom did, because Devil May Cry 5 outsold it last month.
I don't know. I'm still playing a lot, but we shall see. All right, so this one I was really happy to see. This is Once Upon a Katamari from Bandai Namco Entertainment, coming October 24th for Switch 1, PS5, Series X and S, and PC. It's a new original game from the series that deals with time travel. So you're hopping to different time periods playing. You get to customize your prince or your cousins, so you get to kind of change how they look, which is cool. Up to 4-player online battle mode and offline single player versus CPU. I kind of like that. So you're kind of fighting with other people online to gather up as much stuff as you can to see who, gets the most of either a particular item or just mass volume or cause the most destruction or whatever. And then if you have, and I love when games do this, if you have save data from either Reroll, either of the Reroll titles, either We Love Katamari or just Katamari Damacy Reroll, you get the King of the Cosmos in his childhood form that you can play as and customize. So, always nice. No word if this will get any kind of Switch 2 enhancement. It is just a Switch 1 game, but it will be an actual cartridge.
Physical, yeah.
Yeah. We also, to mention before, we have no word one way or the other of how Monster Hunter Stories 3 is. So, we haven't seen that yet.
I've not eaten a chip.
This next one... Yeah, this one, we kind of back and forth. So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero from Bandai Namco Entertainment, November 14th for Switch 1 and Switch 2. And it is a key card. But they did announce that there will be an upgrade path for Switch 1 title, which I'm actually okay with that. So we have 180 characters to choose from, which I want to know how many are just clones of Goku and Vegeta? Like, how many are just variations on those two?
There's at least 8 last time I looked.
Oh, God. Because you're going to have those two, different colors of those two, and then combinations of those two.
Well, yeah,
that's like half your cast.
Super Saiyan God Goku has blue hair now, which is, I'm not joking.
Yeah, Super Saiyan Blue. I haven't watched all of it, but I did hear about that. And it's just, I thought that was kind of funny. I love these games. This is pretty much the successor to the old, the Tenkaichi games, which I used to love. So
I hope they eventually announce a season pass, because I need more characters.
It's just, what the crap, man. So like I said before, you can upgrade the Switch 1 edition to Switch 2. If you get it just Switch 2 physically, I'm going to air quote the shit out of that. It's a key card. If you get it on Switch 1, it is the game, but you can pay to upgrade, which they didn't say how much it is. I think they were kind of hinting it might be a free upgrade, but they had some caveats. If you upgrade it from Switch 1, the game progress, like unlocked characters, items, etc., will transfer over. So you get to keep what you've done on the first game over to that. Battle replays, custom battle, edit data, online battle records will not transfer because you're starting over from that part. Also, with the Switch 2 edition keycard or the Switch 1 with update, you cannot play online or offline battles with a Switch 1 running the game. So if you get this and you play it with your kids or somebody else and they have a Switch 1, once you do the upgrade or have the Switch 2 edition, you cannot play with them anymore.
Unless you put it back in a Switch 1.
Yeah, you have to put it back in a Switch 1 or play it on your Switch 2 without ever upgrading it to Switch 2. So you'd have to kind of ignore that if that's the case. But I don't think you have a way of choosing that back and forth. So once you do it, you're done. Switch 2 is just Switch 2 and that's it. I think you'd have to like remove everything. And I don't even know if that would allow it to back up. Because I don't think there's any way to actually back up an update or like to reverse it. So yeah, once you do it, you're done. Which explains why they were very clear in the other trailer that they released for this. They were like, we are breaking it down. We are showing visual aids. This will not work. And I applaud them for that. I would rather them be upfront and honest about it than just be like, oops, like, sucks for you. All right. This one made my wife happy. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted from EA, coming October 23rd for Switch 1 and 2, Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, PS5, and PC. No word on if we're getting a physical edition of this or not, but it is an HD remake of the original game. It also adds in a local, mind you, it is local 2-player co-op and battle mode. So my wife was obsessed with this series. She played it and beat it multiple times on her phone, multiple times on the DS, multiple times on her computer.
Tell her to check out Games Done Quick because they did a speed run too.
I want to look at what their speedrun is and compare it to hers because she lost all the data on her phone one day and had that game completed by the end of the day. I was like, what the shit?
They did because they did a speed run and they had one of the original artists commenting as the person played through it, so it was nice.
Ooh. Okay. Remind me of that later. I need to find that. She might like that.
Yeah.
I'm happy for this one. I like Plants vs. Zombies, and I'm glad they're kind of going back to their roots. Hopefully, if this does well, maybe we'll get new ones in this style, because this is the type of Plants vs. Zombies my wife loved. The shooter one, while cute.
Battle for the Neighborhood.
Yeah, which I have it on Switch and a couple other things, and it was cute. It was fun to mess around with. Shooters, she does not like at all. Like, she does not like playing them. She doesn't like first-person or third-person shooters. So she never had a chance. She'd be like, I'll look at it. It's neat, but I can't play it. So, all right. On to one that made Jennifer happy. Wrong sound effect. There we go. I'll just have to, screw it. I'm just going to leave that one in there. You're not hearing the sound effect I use when I'm switching between topics, but yeah, I hit big question in the wrong spot. All right. Pac-Man World Re-Pac 2 from Bandai Namco Entertainment, September 26th, Switch 1 and 2, which, as you can heard from Steven's chip eating, is a key card. It's also coming to PS4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. They're adding a new local co-op mode, which you're a pack drone, which I guess can just fly around and shoot things, which, okay, that seems to be like a lot of co-op nowadays. Specifically local is like another person kind of playing. I think this started with like Mario, what was it? Mario Odyssey, actually even before that, what were the Mario Galaxy, where somebody could have the other Joy-Con, or not Joy-Con, freaking Wii Remote. I'm mixing controllers here. Have the other Wii Remote and shoot stars. It's like for their co-op play. Oh man, make you all talk some. They had a bunch of unlockable costumes, and they have upcoming collab costumes that'll be DLC. No idea what those are going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be a bunch of Namco references because that is what they seem to do every single time. There'll be at least one Mappy in there. Say what?
I said, yeah. Give us Shadow Labyrinth.
Oh, yeah. I need to get in there for that one, too. All right. Next up, we had Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. Yeah, go ahead and eat, because I'm pretty damn sure this is going to be one. Square Enix, coming up September 30th for Switch 1 and 2. Switch 2, I think this one was confirmed to be a key card, more than likely. But they are doing a free upgrade from the Switch 1 version. So that's going to be the one I'm getting then. I'm just going to get it on Switch 1.
Got the collector's edition pre-ordered, because that was the first thing that made me pre-order the collector's edition, is they're like, free upgrade. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think what's bugged me the most is the fact that I think someone did the numbers, like 80% of all third-party games on Switch 2 are key cards. So it's like, I think only 2 or 3 titles have actually released on cartridge that were not made by Nintendo.
Of the top 10 Amazon selling Switch 2 games, only one of them is a key card.
Hopefully they'll realize they don't sell well. And on their defense, Nintendo needs to get off their ass and get smaller cards made that they can use.
And we don't know about some of these things because Capcom said that anything sold as a key card, they're counting as a digital sale. So Capcom's already saying you're not going to hear numbers from us.
I mean, Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, I like the look of it. It's not my favorite of the Final Fantasy Tactics. I think we talked about this before. I'm a big lover of the Tactics Advance on Game Boy Advance. That was always my favorite.
They also said they didn't have the original source code, so this is built from the ground up again. That's why it does not have the War of the Lions PSP content. Which
is weird. If you're already rebuilding it, just add it in there. Like, if you're already doing the work, add it. I
DLC
hate
for later.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I hate that you're right. Like if you're,
I hate that you're right. Damn it.
I think in this case you're mad that you're right. Like if you're making a remake, just include the damn DLC. And I hate the fact we're going to have to talk about this again on the next game we're about to talk about. And that is Persona 3 Reload. Yeah, eat a couple chips. This one pissed me off. This one's from Atlas, coming out October 23rd.
You already knew this was coming.
SaGa had already shown they learned their freaking lesson with the Sonic racing game. There is no excuse. So it's coming out October 23rd for Switch 2 as a key card. This edition is locked to 30 FPS. Most people won't give a damn. Some people are going to throw a fit. I just wanted to mention it. But what really confused a lot of people and frustrated my oldest child so much, the Aegis DLC is not included in the regular or even the $90 premium edition. It requires a completely separate $35 expansion to get it.
Dog move.
What kills me is you're talking about using these larger cards that are required, the 64 gigs for the Switch 2. If they had included the DLC in the game itself, even if they charged more, I think they could have sold that way easier to people with that case if they just included it all together with the upgrade. Like, just use the space for that to add it in. I'm sure you talked to Chris about this. He have anything to say about the Persona 3 Reload, Steven?
He doesn't know about the Aegis DLC not included in it. But
no.
He doesn't like Persona 3. He thinks the game sucks.
Really? Okay. I did not know that.
He went back and played 5 again just because.
He has that before he has his morning cereal, I'm sure. Like, man goes back and plays that a lot.
Persona O's.
Oh, man. Shoot yourself with breakfast. Anyways, let's go on to our next one here. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment from Koei Tecmo. I put Switch 2 ? Because they never once indicated exactly what system this is coming for. I'm hoping Nintendo does not pull the shit where they try and release it on Switch 1, because it's not going to run well at all if they do that. Yeah, do you guys remember when they released the Hyrule Warriors on 3DS and it was absolute trash? But if you ran it on a new 3DS, it played fine. Like, it should have just been that.
I think, though, because it was on the Switch 2 Direct, I think it's just Switch 2.
Okay. I just kind of worried, because they went through all the trouble, and I thought this was so funny at the beginning of the Direct, going like, explaining how we're going to have an icon for Switch 1 and Switch 2, so you know which system it's on, and then their own game, they just ignore that. Don't even do it. And you're like, what the shit, Nintendo? So we're going to get more information of this in a future Direct. They did not state whether or not that would be a specific Direct just for this game or just a general Direct. So we'll have to find out. They hinted at like a new robot mechanism at the end of the trailer. The game looked good. It was mostly cutscenes they showed. So
it's going to be a fucking Link mech. I hate it.
I think it's probably tied to the mech that was in Tears of the Kingdom, which we're still waiting on the amiibo for. So I wonder if that amiibo is being held off for this game, because it looked like that might be the same character. So I bet you that's why they held it off. Was to be
space out your releases, so you have something every month.
Yeah. No shit. All right. I included this one. I know we don't normally talk these, but I thought this was actually kind of a big thing. EA Sports Madden NFL 26 coming from EA August 14th, which is, I'm not surprised, a Switch 2 key card. Sports titles will get updates and stuff all the time, but
the game's huge.
Yeah,
be absolutely massive.
But it's kind of big because this is the first EA Sports Madden game that has been on a Nintendo system in a long time. I think the Wii U might have been one of them, like the last one. Go ahead, Steven.
I will say, as bad as key cards some people think they are,
yeah,
as well as NBA 2K26 and FC 26 or 25, I forget what they're up to for their soccer.
26.
This one will also have parity with Series X and PS5. So no longer are they just getting a roster update; they are on 100% parity with the other versions.
Yeah, and I think
which is good.
like the market for this game, like there are just like there's people that will buy a piece of hardware just to play Call of Duty. There are people that will buy a system just to play Madden every time. Like that's all
not
they
because
play.
now you're going to get a parody full Madden on the go.
Do we know if it'll have any kind of crossplay? Because I don't know if they said anything.
They're
yet.
not about that, so
Yeah, but I could see this being really popular with a lot of groups because it's a good portable version that's probably very easy to play with somebody else. Like you can just set up your Switch 2, hand over a Joy-Con, and probably be able to play it. And that, to people that are just hanging out, that's a big thing for them. But yeah, like I'm not a big sports guy, but I'm at least glad to see like, hey, Nintendo's getting that stuff back into circulation. So
they're just not old enough to get Battlefield just yet.
We're still waiting on that one. Yeah.
I think that game would crash if I can Switch 2.
I don't think it would crash it. I think the problem is it's a multiplayer only title. So when you have a system that you can just walk off with no internet access, it kind of makes those games way more difficult to play.
Except you're going to shoot yourself in the foot after one of the announcements.
I know. I was about to say, but one of the later games proves that wrong. But this next one, why the hell does it exist? This one is Chillin' by the Fire by Oink Games, available now for Switch 2. Created by some of the devs that worked on Captain Rainbow and Chibi Robo Photo Finder.
They now make board games.
Yeah, they now make board games. This, a lot of people, I kind of agree. They were like, this took any momentum the Direct had and just pump the brakes, ground it to a halt. Because the whole point of the game is just making a fire, moving your sticks around, making sure
and
it's
then talking
lit.
to your friends.
And that looked terrible. Like,
maybe you can set fire to your friends.
You what?
Maybe you can set fire to your friends.
If you could set fire to people, that would be.
I don't think
like light a piece of wood and then throw it at them and be like, chill, man. It was just wood.
I think. All right. So they make you like this giant floating circle with your head in the middle of it, which already looks so awkward around the fire. And like as they're moving around and doing stuff, like they should have just done it like a me. Give them like a fake body and put your head. I didn't like that
they just picked like 4 brohams to show up, so it was just like me and the boys getting beans at 3 a.m. type meme or something like that.
This is just like, sad gaming or sad drinking, but sadder. We're getting drunk around the fire, but we couldn't get real fire because the court said no more.
If people buy this, it's going to be dicking by the fire. Be like, what can you show on your camera? Hey, baby.
Oh, God. It's going to be South Park Dick where it's got eyes.
Oh, God.
I just... how much is this game? I haven't looked yet. I'm afraid.
$10.
$10. God,
I might get it just to report back next week.
Welcome Tour is a better $10 spend than this, I think. Like, at least you learned something fun in Welcome Tour. Oh man, I don't know. This is one. If we end up doing it, if you get it and I have to get it just for us to test it, God damn it, I will do it. I will do it. We have to stream.
You know any ghost stories? Kumbaya, my lord.
All right. I'm calling it now, Steven. If we do this, we have to stream it. We have to, because it's terrible. But I will pay $10 for this bullshit. I hate you for this, but I'll do it. All right. Let's see what we got next here. Apex Legends is coming from EA August 5th for Switch 2, which is an online required multiplayer shooter, which completely goes against what I just fucking said.
And is also on Switch 1 right now. So,
oh, I forgot it's on Switch 1. That's not good. This is one of those, we talked about it before. I think, Chase, you might remember. I was like, man, I would love to have Titanfall or Titanfall 2 come to the Switch 2. And they're like, best we can do is Apex Legends. And I'm like, fuck, guys, come on. Give me the real thing. Quit jerking me around with it. Because what kills me is it's the same engine, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So you could just bring it over.
The Titanfall universe. That's
a dagger.
Yeah, it was. Poor
it's
Respawn.
Like, Titanfall 2, I have so they've gone back and forth in this whole debate of like, oh, a Switch 2 versus a Steam Deck. Whatever, I don't care. They're both great. Enjoy whatever fucking one you get. But Titanfall 2 runs perfectly on a Steam Deck, which means it could probably run even better on a Switch 2. That's all I want. Like, I have traveled and brought my Switch, which I normally played, and I brought a Steam Deck just so I could be playing Titanfall 2 because I was playing it again at the time. I want that game. I don't give a shit about Apex Legends. It's only here so I can complain that this is not Titanfall 2. Like,
Yeah.
I know people don't say they don't prefer one of their kids over another. No, fuck it. I prefer Titanfall 2 over Apex Legends. I will write Apex Legends out of my will. I don't care. All right. Let's move on to something I was actually interested in. Hela from My Games coming 2026 for Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. This one looked really nice. It's an open world game where you're playing adventuring a mouse with a living frog backpack. It's not a frog, but it's alive and doing stuff, which was kind of funny. But it lets you glide and do other stuff while you're exploring around. The world is all Scandinavian inspired for everything it's built. It's got local split screen or online co-op multiplayer, but I couldn't find anywhere that was super clear about it. I think it's 2-player local split screen and up to 4 players online, if I understood what they were showing and what they talked about, but nobody actually listed it. I couldn't find an article that talked about it. I watched both the trailers for it. Couldn't find anything about that. They just mentioned the function of it, but I don't know. Steven, what did you think about this one when you saw it? Be honest. I know you hate everything I like, so I'm expecting it.
It could be good. It just depends on if it's what is it trying to be. Is it trying to be grounded with mice? Like, what is it trying to be?
I could see that. I was thinking it looked almost kind of like an exploration or Zelda type thing, but they didn't really show enough in the trailer, I guess, to completely solidify that. So it might end up just being like an exploring the world with people type thing. So I don't know. I was interested in it. It at least looked nice. I know, Chase, you haven't watched the trailer for it yet, so asking you would be kind of pointless.
I mean, it sounds interesting from like what you've described.
I think it would be something you guys would enjoy.
It puts me in, just from the description, it puts me in the mind of Moss, or I know Moss was VR, obviously, but like puts me
Moss
in that
was
mindset.
Fantastic.
Or the what was the other game where you play like the fox? It's like a Legend of Zelda / Dark Souls-esque.
Tunic.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a really good game too, actually.
By the way, that one runs a lot better on Switch 2. Like it ran okay on the Switch 1. It was kind of rough. It smoothed out a lot on Switch 2. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. All right, this next one here, we've got Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft coming September 4th. I guess it's been confirmed it's a Switch 2 keycard. I was really hoping it wasn't. Because I was like, if you're going to have a game that's this big with all the DLC included, damn, Steven had the link ready to go when I said that. Jesus.
Well, I mean,
he just sent it to me.
This is probably another one, like with a Madden one. In its defense, this game's huge.
And they're probably going to pull a Street Fighter Years 1 and 2 edition where you're going to get the base game on the key card, and then you're going to get a code for everything else.
Oh, that sucks. Because I was hoping they would do like what Cyberpunk did, because Cyberpunk, you fit all that with the DLC on the cartridge. I was like, well, Star Wars Outlaws and its DLC should be able to fit then, because it's not as big as Cyberpunk.
Yeah, because they're not selling this as a standard edition. They're only selling it physically as a gold edition.
Yeah.
So it's code inside.
Damn it.
Because that way they can sell it for a full $60, because the original ones now are a lot cheaper.
And then the pre-owned ones get sold for less because they don't have everything.
Correct.
Well, damn it. I was really hopeful for this. Because I've been debating. I want to get Star Wars Outlaws. And Chase, I know you just picked it up on Xbox, I think. Like last week. PlayStation, either. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm interested in this because they actually went out of their way to say that they've made improvements and adjustments that'll make this feel better than the other versions did.
That's what kind of kills me with this whole keycard thing, because this, with the DLC and stuff, kind of makes it the definitive edition. It includes the updates.
They're already going in and adding touchscreen support to make some of the hacking easier.
So they're making the best version of it, but then that will eventually go away, and that's what I don't like. Like, just give us... I'll pay extra for a complete edition. I don't give a shit. I would do it. I have no problem paying that. Put it on limited run games, put it wherever. I will buy it. If it's $100, I'd do it.
This next one I'm buying regardless. I don't care.
I don't know if I'm going to buy it on Switch 2. I've been kind of looking back and forth just because we've looked at this one prior, but let's go ahead and jump to it. So we had Cronos, The New Dawn from Bloober Team, September 5th. Oh, it's verified. It's also a key card. Yeah, I'm less hesitant. I'm more hesitant to get this now. I'd rather just get it on console.
Artwork and all. They had an official ad and everything.
This is the Switch 2. It may be breaking records for sales, but it's going to be one of the shittier collections I have. Like, it's just
I mean, to be fair, the PlayStation and Xbox probably just be disc installers anyway. So
I'm hoping not, because otherwise I might as well just go towards digital.
Because so far the Sony ponies out there are, since Cronos, The New Dawn was confirmed to be a physical for PS5 only, like they made specifically to say that it's not coming physical to Xbox at all. People are like, okay, it's the only physical, and I was like, well, I need it because it's Dead Space Rebirth for me.
It looks amazing, yeah.
And then Bloober Team's like, oh, we're going to make a Switch 2 version physical. And I was like, I don't care what version it is, as long as it's not a code in a box, I'm getting it because I want to support somebody like Bloober Team releasing games on Switch.
I will do it if they put it on an actual fucking cartridge. Like, if it's this isn't a remake or a port, this is your original title. I don't like that being the only way it is. And I'd rather, and Chase is right, I'm hoping the disc version is just the game itself. And I even saw somebody else was talking about this, pointed out there's a website you can go to that will tell you, like, people play through and look at it. If the game, without updates, just the physical media you buy, is it the complete game? You may have some glitches and stuff like that, but like, if you never have internet again and you go to play this and someone picks up and plays it in 30 years and that server is no longer available, could you play it?
Like, I'm curious how the PS5 one works because, like I've told people, they only put on the front once in a while requires internet required.
Right.
And people are wondering, is that to get the rest of the game or is that because it's a disc installer? It's hard to tell. Some of these games, like this game, I don't think would work on cart right now because that game's got to be larger than 64 gigs.
We'll have to see. I mean, I looked at the visual quality. It looked nice on Switch 2, but it was a noticeable drop, obviously, from what the other systems were showing. Because on those, there was a lot of the biological detail and stuff that was really crisp on the trailers we saw before. Because this showed up on the earlier PlayStation, Direct that we had watched a while back. I think it even showed up on the Xbox one that we saw. And it was just nasty looking, like gunky and living, and you could tell stuff. And the Switch 2 one did look nice for being portable, but it looked like how a lot of the Switch 1 impossible ports would be, where it's like they drop the resolution a lot. It's fuzzier with the textures, and kind of, I'm wondering how that's going to affect the atmosphere and gameplay of it. So I kind of want to see more about it before I decide if I want to get that version or not. But I'm getting it either way. I'm playing the damn game on something because it still looks amazing.
Well, it's probably a PS5 purchase for me, to be brutally honest. But I get Swan's point of him wanting to support games like that coming on Switch too. But
yeah, I mean, and I know, like, we've talked about it before with key cards. I'm okay with the idea of key cards if it's something that is either going to be like an always updated thing like Madden or Street Fighter or something else, that having a complete version at that point kind of seems pointless. But when it's the first in a series or the only one coming to something, it's just like, hey, we're putting a timetable on this and that's going to be it. And I hate the fact that Square is doing that for every fucking thing they release, because one of the games we're going to talk about on here, I am super excited for and probably am not going to buy because of that. And that kind of kills me. It's like, you've pushed me away from interest of it, because there's no reason that game would not fit or work on one of these, or at least give it a Switch 1 version, but I don't know. All right. So Yakuza Kiwami 2 announced from SaGa November 13th on Switch 2. Possibly not a key card for what has been shown for that, but they're also releasing an update for Yakuza Kiwami on the same day, November 13th, which is becoming a Switch 2 enhanced game. They've hinted at possibly having a double pack that has both games on cart, which is kind of nice. I would 100% buy that.
You can still buy a Kiwami 1 from at least like Video Games Plus because it was a limited run games release. So
Right.
you can still get it physical and then get the upgrade, which I already ordered. So
I'm thinking about doing that as well, but the fact that there may be a cartridge that actually has both, I'm kind of hoping to get. Like, that'd be kind of nice to be able to get a double pack. I think that'd be a good use for these cartridges as well. Like, I'm sure it's going to cost more. Obviously, it's both games, but I don't know. Kiwami was one of the first Yakuzas I ever played, and this is the one that has where you just basically punch a tiger at one point. So enjoy.
Not the most outlandish thing you do.
No, it's
it's not.
far from.
So far, the most outlandish is how you pronounce Yakuza.
Yakuza.
It sounds like a model of jacuzzi.
Oh, what?
Try the Yakuza jacuzzi now
Am I
with
saying it wrong?
red jets.
I've heard it as both. I've heard people talk about the Yakuza, and I've heard it's called as Yakuza, and it's always back and
apparently
forth.
It's Tamagotchi, so we're all dumb.
I don't give a shit. Tamagotchi till I die.
But it's not Totodile. We at least know that.
Oh man,
I'm sorry. he's always gonna just punch that one back. Yeah, I'm still waiting on that supercut of me mispronouncing things. It's gonna be great. All right, Romancing Saga 2: Revenge of the Seven, getting Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Square Enix available now with a $10 upgrade pack. No word on if this is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition physical release or not, but
Square.
Yeah, I know. So just get the original Switch 1 version and pay the $10.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's how it's going to be. Next, we had Shinobi Art of Vengeance coming from SaGa August 29th for Switch 1.
shut up and take my money.
Yeah, demo's available now. I have it on my Switch 2. I'm going to play it probably a little bit later. But God, it looks great.
So this makes sense all day, every day on the Switch. I'm getting this on the Switch. That's just feels right.
And Ninja Gaiden's available now and is tremendous. So
there you go.
It's a good
All
time
right.
to be a Ninja fan, man. It is.
I'm going to say get your food ready. Borderlands 4 2K games coming October 3rd as a key card as well. I'm honestly not surprised. I used to love the Borderlands game. I'm not super excited for this one anymore. Not because of the keycard thing. It's just Borderlands 4 seems like the same thing from Borderlands 3. I'm not seeing major differences. I guess to kind of, it's becoming repetitive to me. Does that make sense? Yeah, you just shake.
Yeah, I mean,
for those listening, they shook their heads. Yes.
I mean,
it doesn't seem like it's funny anymore.
Yeah, I feel like the comedy's kind of gone.
They literally now have an option to turn Claptrap off.
They probably laid off the people that made the
they
comedy.
couldn't think of anything funny, and they got rid of the voice actor. So they were like, "What else can we do?"
That was such a dick move too. Oh, I did not like that. So yeah, this one's coming out. I'm sure some people will play it. I might eventually get it if we find out there's something better and we can play co-op.
30 frames on Switch 2, man. Yeah.
This still feels like it would be either a PS5 or Series X purchase for me. Hopefully it'll have crossplay. Maybe I'll get it on PC
this is
eventually.
going to be a $15 Gold Edition purchase for me. Because that's how much I paid for Borderlands 3 Gold Edition.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, I would like to play it co-op just because I played all the other ones co-op.
Yeah, but just wait until it's a Ubisoft price. Like, don't.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to look at it. I think I have it on PS4 and on Xbox One for Borderlands 3, but I never got to finish the co-op. So that's definitely on the list. I mean, I don't remember if it had crossplay or not, but if I need to get PS Plus, so be it. I need to eventually do it anyways.
Was that kind of before all the crossplay shenanigans?
I don't know. It always went back and
remember.
forth. Yeah, we'll find out later. So, all right. The Adventures of Elliot the Millennium Tales coming from Square Enix in 2026 for Switch 2.
Philadelphia!
Say what?
You're in the world of Philadelphia.
Well, the demo is available now, so go ahead and download that and start playing it. It's an action RPG style game, which I'm happy for. That's the kind I've always enjoyed more than just turn-based for a lot of fights. 2-player co-op mode. One person controls Elliot, other controls the fairy Faye, who can attack and pick up items. Once again, going back to what I said earlier about, the Pac-Man drone or someone playing as Cappy or someone playing as Pauline. This is just.
Except she is. There's platforming in there that if your co-op partner is a dick, you're gonna die.
Yeah, Jennifer's going to be the one I'm playing that with, and I'm afraid she's just going to just go nuts shooting
because
things.
you have to get through dungeons by strategically placing her sometimes to warp to where your fairy is, Fae. So you can't just have somebody go whoopity doo.
Oh, you're talking about this? I thought you were still talking about Bonanza.
No, with Elliot and Fae on the demo, you have 2 Fae abilities. One of them is dashing, which is you don't really need to maneuver her at all. But if you ram into a wall, she's like, "Ouch, that must hurt," which is hilarious. But her other one is wherever you place her, you can warp to. In some dungeons, you need to do that. So either you need to be precise or you need to be in sync with your partner. Because if they just go whoopity doo, you're going to be like, "Can you please move Faye over here so I can get to the boss?"
That's going to be a fun one. They did talk about 7 different upgradable weapon types, which you can then upgrade those with Magicite, so you can get a pretty good variety of weapons and things that you can do. There's no word in if this is going to be a keycard only release, but once again, it's Square Enix. What are we kidding? But people are planning to let Square Enix know their thoughts after the demo with the questionnaire they're supposed to be sending out. So if you do this and you get that questionnaire, as long of a shot as it may be, let them know you want this on an actual cart.
Yeah, Nintendo has already put out some game key card surveys in Japan. Everybody's hoping they come here so we can make our opinions known, but Japan's already voicing their displeasure, which is good. It's something they can work on.
And I know I've harped on this a lot, and like I said, we've talked about it before. I get the purpose of these. I just think they are drastically being abused. It's not an option.
When a game takes 10 gigs, it's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, like you could add more stuff or do something.
Like, we'll pay $10 extra if we know we're getting it on cart.
Yeah, I would happily pay the extra to make it for a physical copy over digital, and I kind of wish they would separate that cost out. If you want it digital, get the savings. If you want it physical, pay the extra. I'm fine with that.
I will say to add to this demo as well, to elaborate on it, the Magicite or upgradable weapon types, there basically is 3. It's sword, bomb, and arrows. And the Magicites that you eventually upgrade, they act as kind of like badges in Paper Mario. Like you have a certain number of...
Gotcha.
A certain limit you can reach. Like in the demo, it's 25. And then these abilities you can find for your bombs that make your bombs bigger, make your arrows faster, stuff like that. Okay. Make your swords do new moves. They count as when you equip them, you're using up your Magicite maximum. I do like it that the more enemies you can defeat without getting hit, eventually it increases your rarity drop rate of stuff. Mm-hmm. You'll see a little counter saying 1 star, 2 star, 3 star for your drop rate, which is really awesome. It does a few quality of life adjustments. Once you talk to an NPC, it puts a check mark next to their bubble saying you've already spoken to them, so you can essentially speak to everybody in the town and not worry about it. So I love that they did stuff like that as well. I don't know if they do it on the hard mode, but the easy mode has it that if you die, you can spend some of your gold to come back to life exactly where you died to continue a boss fight. Like if the boss is impossible, you can come back.
They probably change that for the hard mode, but I would hope like during a boss fight.
The boss fights take what you know about any Zelda game you've ever played and they turn it up to like 5 to 10 times more. I thought I was playing Dark Souls during that boss fight. It was insane.
Oh shit. All right. We'll have to see on that one. I have the demo. I want to play it. It looks amazing. It seems like exactly the type of game I want, honestly. So we'll see where it goes. All right. And lastly, Octopath Traveler 0 from Square Enix, December 4th for Switch 1 and 2. It is a key card, and as far as we can tell, there probably will not be an upgrade path for the Switch 1 edition. So
they specifically put their FAQ on X and Blue Sky saying, due to certain things, it is not possible to upgrade this game.
I've heard from others they're probably just going to buy the Switch 1 physical edition and just deal with the graphical difference.
Now all my Octopaths are all on the same system.
Yep. So who knows? All right. Well, the last thing I want to talk about here is to give this direct a rating or a letter grade and see what that is. Chase, I know you didn't get a chance to watch all of this, so I don't know if you wanted to give it a letter grade or just call in sick for this school day.
It's got SHINOBI in there. I'll give it a C.
Okay. Steven, what about you?
I give it a KC for a key card. But basically a C.
Yeah, I'm kind of giving it a C as well. Not just because of the keycard stuff, but it seemed like there's a lot of games we did not hear about from third parties. Like we still don't know anything about Elden Ring. Nothing's been said about that. No updates, no, other information. And there's so many other titles I think should be coming to Switch 2 that just are not coming at all. So probably one of the lower end directs we've had in a while.
To be fair, it was a partner showcase, but yeah.
I've seen partner showcases that have been fantastic.
It could have been the partner showcase we wanted because it would have had like everything we've ever wanted it to be announced. But I don't know if some people are just still scared of saying anything. I don't know.
Yeah, and I've seen there's been a few online people that look into this stuff. They're like, yeah, there was like 3 or 4 games that we had been confirmed that got removed from this direct, so they're not sure what's going on with that. And I don't know, how much information is true on that, but we're in a weird point with Switch 2 right now where developers are just kind of being quiet about it. And also, where the hell is Microsoft? Not a peep from them, be it themselves or on the direct. Like all this stuff they promised, all I can think about is that joke I've made is that they're just so into Switch 2 development that they've already canceled and laid off all the developers before they've even announced anything.
It's in the cloud, and they fired the guy who can take them off the cloud.
God, how annoying it would be if the Switch 2, like all the Microsoft games are streaming only for some freaking reason. Like, just the worst. All right, let's move on to the other show that we had tonight. So THQ Nordic Digital Showcase 2025. What a name. Had a bunch of stuff announced for this one. Most of it we're not talking about. A lot of it's just the sword and sorcery thing that, Steven, you had talked about that prior. So the first game here we had was SpongeBob SquarePants Titan of the Tide for PS5s, Xbox Series X, Switch 2 as a key card, and PC coming November 18th. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to play this, but I had to talk about the absolutely trippy and weird full singing trailer starring David Hasselhoff, who sang through the whole thing and then was shown playing a bottle of mayonnaise. Go ahead, Steven.
I also want to point out that at the end of the trailer, if you pre-order this game, you will get the natural costume pack, so you can make SpongeBob and Patrick nude, complete with butt cracks. I don't know why, but if you've always wanted to see his butt crack while playing the game, pre-order now.
Oh my God.
And if you don't believe me, fellas, just watch that trailer, and at the end, you just see full butt crack, and I'm like, why?
I so bad want to just get a quote from like a Visa or MasterCard representative about naked ass of SpongeBob
is rolling in his grave right now.
Oh, I know he is. Because this is the new art style from the show that I'm kind of iffy about so far. Like I prefer like the older design of it, but who knows? But yeah, the absurdity of this trailer, I had to bring that up. That's the whole purpose of talking about it. Did not expect to be talking about SpongeBob's ass. Damn it, Steven. All right. Next, we had Wreckreation for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC with the date to be decided. This one caught my interest because I was going to ask you guys if it felt like a Burnout-style racing game to you. Like they were kind of going for that. Go ahead.
Well, it's funny you should say that because if you look up Three Fields Entertainment, It is the Burnout team, 100%.
Yeah, because they make it blatant when you see the tire track at the bottom that gets the blue flame. I was like,
if you look at all the games they've made stuff like Dangerous Driving, which again is just Crash Party Mode from Burnout as its own game. So Three Fields is the Burnout guys. So expect a good game.
I'm taking it. This is one you'll be getting.
Yes.
Chase, what about you? Seems like kind of up your alley for
oh yeah,
from the
I like
Burnout
racing
team.
games. I love Burnout, and
like since Paradise is just a disappointment to everyone.
I love Paradise. I know it's not normal, but I love it.
I need Takedown and Revenge, especially Revenge, to return. And if this is how it's going to come back, like, please.
And I'm fine with that. I think both of them can exist because they're not meant to be the same type of game. You know, that's like saying you shouldn't have Tears of the Kingdom because it's an open world Zelda. I only want this linear Zelda. That's the one I want. And it's like, you can have both. Paradise I really loved.
Needs to crash and burn, though, to be honest. But anyway.
Once again, I question, Steven, why anything I love do you hate? I still think you're going to meet my kids one day and be like, I hate you all. Equivalent exchange of like love versus hate. You're going to like just punch my wife when you see her.
Burnout!
It's Burnout. It's just not the flavor of it you're expecting.
It's San Francisco Rush. That's all it is.
I will give you that. You were going to say something, Chase?
Wreckreation is on, like, I think PlayStation and Xbox and stuff. People that play it already, they really enjoy it. So.
Oh, okay. It's already out?
Yeah, I think it's. Or am I thinking of something else?
I think you're thinking of something else.
I'm thinking of Wreckfest.
No, I'm thinking of Wreckfest.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Which a lot of people really enjoy.
Which is Bugbear, which is the Flat Out people, which is also a good series, except for 4. 4 sucks.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Because it was made by a totally different team.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right, so, no, you're fine. Next up, we had Tides of Tomorrow coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC February 24th, 2026. This one, it's a multiplayer game where decisions of other characters, other players that you follow, if you know them or not, affect what happens in your playthrough. So basically, you know, their actions can hurt or help. Like if they get to an item and take it, you may find it and it's stolen or it's gone, or they may attack somebody and then you come back and that person's dead or already on alert because they've had someone attack them. And it seems you can kind of see what they're doing or who took stuff when it affects your actions.
I need to know the limits of this because...
Me too.
Especially if I don't have to pay for this game and it comes to like Game Pass eventually, I'm going to play this like a troll. I'm going to destroy, take everything, kill all my friends. Like I'm going to make every NPC hate hate the good guys. Yeah, you know, I'll just ruin it for anybody who wants to be in my story because I was just like, where are the guardrails for this?
Yeah, because what you do then moves on and affects somebody else. So I'm sure there's a limitation to it, but
yeah, because what if I figure out like, oh, my friend's playing as this class, so I'm going to shoot the sniper warlord in the face so he can't teach him any new tricks or anything like that, or I'm going to take all the sniper guns and sell them. Yeah,
I don't know how far that's going to go. That's part of why I put it in here because I'm curious about.
Like, I'd love to know the guardrails because I was just like, it seems okay, but it doesn't seem like something I'll buy. I'll try though.
Yeah, I'll have to check on that as well. All right, so next up we had The Eternal Life of Goldman for Switch 1, PC, Series X and S, and PS5. We talked about this before, back on episode 166. I actually went back and looked in early March, or late March. So I really liked the game for how it looked. It had a very DuckTale style cane jumping mechanic for a lot of it. And I love the detail of the art, but this new trailer went way freaking darker with the actual theme of it. And kind of it sounded like child abuse. Like the woman was kind of like abusing this kid because he idolized the Goldman character and she absolutely hated him. And the kid, this made me feel kind of uncomfortable because I have a childhood of some abuse and that was way too real hearing some of that. And I was like, wow, this got dark quick. Like, what the hell?
So please, nobody tell MasterCard or Visa. Okay.
I mean, this is another example of like you can have mature rated games that somebody may find questionable, but should exist. It's not breaking any laws or anything. It's just touching on a more uncomfortable topic in this light. And I don't know. I love the fact like the visuals are still stunning to me. Beyond just the really detailed animations, they're using a lot of cool effects for the actual environment as you're playing. Like they have distortion of light that affects your placement as you're seeing it bend as you jump behind it. And
yeah, for me, it looks like it's Cuphead meets Braid.
I could see that. Okay. I could see that. I'm going to be getting this because I'm very intrigued by it. I want to see where it goes. So I was kind of happy to see that. All right, next up we had Fate Keeper for PC for winter 2025. The only reason I included this one because it looks like it's trying to be a Skyrim or something like that, but the combat looked brutal. And I mean, like, they were literally chopping off heads. Like, one part, the character embedded a sword in the skull of one of the creatures, and you see it literally split, and you can see the brain and stuff inside the head as it kind of split and it's jiggling as it falls over. And I was like, okay, just gory as hell. And I don't know, could be cool. And lastly, we had Darksiders 4 for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC, which we all celebrated because we finally have all 4 horsemen together. Finally. Chase, I know you want to say something about this. Go ahead. I know you do.
Man, this has been like, I really love this series, and the fact that we finally get the culmination. Just do us proud, do it service, and I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Jason did the Rock impression. Finally, war has come back.
I loved playing these. I played 1 and 2 because a lot of those were very much Zelda likes. And I don't say that as a bad thing. I think they did a really good job with how they handled the mechanics of that. And I played it on 360 originally, got them again on Xbox One, got them on Switch. I bought them on Wii U, for God's sakes. Played them on PC. I have the collector's edition of the second one, so I have the actual life-size wearable Death's Mask. I went and I actually got to meet the artist for these games, Joe Madeira. I wanted to go back afterwards if I ever could and let him sign the mask, but I never got a chance to go back before that point. So it's still on my list if I ever get a chance. Somehow I missed buying the third game. I got Genesis, which I guess is technically the fourth game.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's like a simple Diablo clone.
Yeah, which has got a different character along with War. Like I said, I finally got 3 yesterday. I picked it up today. I picked it up on PS4, so I can play that one and mess around with it. But how long have you guys been playing this series, Steven?
I've been playing it since the 360 days. I have them on the other systems just because. I fully got into 1 until another game came out. I played 2 for a little bit to see what it was like until another game came out. I haven't touched 3 yet, and Chase and I stagnated in.
Yeah, we need to finish that.
Oh, we finished it. See, that's how
we haven't finished
unmemorable that one was, because I don't even remember the ending to that one.
No, we haven't finished it. We need to finish it.
Make up your mind.
Is it online co-op?
Yeah,
obviously it is if you guys are playing from where you are.
Yeah, it's only 2-player,
and it's buggy as hell.
Yeah. But it's fun.
What were you playing it on?
PS4, PlayStation 5, but it's a PS4 title.
Okay. I think I have it on Switch, which I don't know how that's. It's gonna work.
It's really good. Like it does what it needs to do because it tells Strife's story, but you also have War in there as well, and
right.
They banter, which is nice.
Yeah, Strife's a wisecrack, which I like about him.
Yeah, the only copy of Darksiders Genesis I got was the Switch one. Darksiders 1 I have on 360, and then of course I had the War Master Edition, which I got on Switch and Wii U, and then 2 I got on.
I'm just mad because I have the whole set now also on Switch, but I'm not going to be able to get 4 on Switch or Switch 2.
Maybe it's one of those. Maybe it'll come out later because I know some of the Darksiders released
it'll probably
afterwards.
come out on Switch 2.
Oh, God damn it. I hope not. I mean, just the fact that they actually released these on freaking Wii U, got both of the original ones, that's something. And they're not bad versions on there either, which is hilarious to say. So, the Nordic Digital Showcase, I'm not even going to bother with a letter grade for that one because it's just kind of...
D for Darksiders!
we skipped so much of it. Like so many games were just like, whatever. I know there was like
they did say though that they have 15 unannounced games still.
Damn. I know like Gothic got a remake, Sacred 2 got a remake, Gothic 1, 2, and 3 are being ported, like just a whole bunch of stuff like that. So excuse me. All right. So let's go over to the speed run. So once again, what seems to be a trend recently, we have another death to talk about here. The comedian and satirical musician Tom Lehrer, known especially for his song Poisoning Pigeons in the Park, has passed away at 97. This was one of the guys that was used a lot back when Dr. Demento first started his radio show, and was a big inspiration for like Weird Al and a bunch of other people for that older style comedic music, which he ended up leaving music and became a teacher for the most of his life as well.
Yeah, Weird Al actually acknowledged him as a mentor on social media and said, "Rest in peace."
Yeah, I saw a lot of people actually kind of acknowledge it because I mean we laugh at the songs, but once you hear them, you're like, okay, no, I have heard this guy. He's around a lot. So yeah, it's kind of sad on that one. Next up, we have Xbox will be at Gamescom 2025, August 20th through the 24th in Cologne, Germany, with over 20 playable titles, including
Switch 2?
Yeah, none of them announced for Switch 2, but they did say they will include Hollow Knight Silksong, Grounded 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, Power Wash Simulator 2, and more. Then there'll be a theater experience for the Outer Worlds 2 and a hands-on demo for the Xbox ROG Ally and Ally X. So people will finally get to kind of mess around with those. Once again,
you might be able to pre-order them as well.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's allegedly what the leak. There's leaks out there that are saying that it'll go up for pre-order.
Not a fan of the leaked prices though.
It was what, like almost $1,000, I think.
Yep. And
I'm sure that's just going to go up because I forgot to mention the Nintendo thing this week as well. Price is going up. We'll talk about that one later. Oh man. Continuing on, Microsoft is pushing out an age verification system for their environments in the UK. So while it is currently optional, it will be required by UK law in 2026 for accessing social features as part of the UK's Online Safety Act. This may also be brought to other countries depending on how it has to work. So depending
Australia's
where you
already
are,
doing something like that as well.
Yeah, you're going to have some form of age verification before you're allowed to access these things.
Or a copy of Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
Everybody's fooling the AI with that, yeah. Sony has announced and shown off their new Flex Strike wireless fight stick coming in 2026. Used to be called Project Defiant. This can be used on PS5 or PC via wired connection or wirelessly on PS5 with their PlayStation Link standard for ultra-low latency wireless technology. Go ahead, Steven.
I will let you know because it's being shown off at EVO 2025 that little swoosh you see is actually a raised part and the other part's lowered. So there actually is two different levels of the stick.
That's
so it's
weird.
There's a lip. There's a lip in the middle of the controller. So
somewhere on it,
that however you want to put it.
Yeah, somewhere on it apparently there's also a touchpad. Like I don't know where the hell that's going to be. It kind of doesn't surprise me. Sony will push that at EVO once they purchased and kind of got the rights to it. They pushed all the stuff to be PlayStation focused for fighting games and everything else.
They haven't announced the price even at EVO, but it does come with its own like not leather, but like hardbound sling bag. So everybody's like, this thing's going to be expensive.
Yeah, I'm saying at least 150, at least, if not more.
And if that's what Conba costs and those are wired, then I don't know.
No kidding. Sony has begun showing marketing bits for the upcoming fourth Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Brand New Day, by revealing most of the new Tom Holland Spider-Man suit, which actually looked kind of nice. We don't see the mask, but we do see Tom Holland walking around in the suit, which features a raised black webbing that's kind of like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man suit, and then a logo that's got the extended, longer legs, and a color scheme that kind of matches the Andrew Garfield one. So they're kind of taken details from both and combined them, which makes sense because he's kind of inspired by the two he met. Go ahead, Steven.
Should we mention anybody who's returning to the film?
I haven't seen anything about who's returning to the film. I know
There's 3 confirmed.
Zendaya's been in it. And she's supposed to be there.
Well, people who haven't been, some people who haven't been in it yet, and some people who have.
I know they cast Black Cat. We already know Punisher's going to be in it.
Yeah, Punisher's confirmed.
Right.
Scorpion is now confirmed.
Oh, really? They are doing
the
Scorpion.
one from the jail cell. It's the same actor.
Nice.
And the other one, Hulk.
Oh, okay. I did not. I heard rumors of that.
Mark Ruffalo will be back in it too. They confirmed at least those 3 so far.
So, all right. We're gonna. This is kind of spoilery, but it's more from the comic books, and I want to at least mention it. I think I know why Hulk's in it. So, in Brand New Day, the original comic book story, once Peter kind of made everyone forget who he was.
Yeah, I remember this scene too.
Okay, so what ends up happening is Banner does not remember Peter Parker, but it didn't affect the Hulk. The Hulk still remembered him. That's going to be interesting. Like, how are they going to get those two together to actually have that happen? Like that feels kind of like a weird little bonus. I don't know. They keep talking about like, this is going to be a street level Spider-Man. Okay. Black Cat, Scorpion, Punisher fits. You get the Hulk, you're going a little bigger, boy. Like that is not street level anymore. That is throwing the streets around. He even said last time he was in Harlem, he broke it. Or last time he was in New York, he broke Harlem. Like, so
I'm excited.
I am. It looks great. The suit, I think it's appropriate that he would be inspired to make that suit based off the other 2 Spider-Mans he talked to. Like it's good that he continues that kind of reference to it because he doesn't have the technology anymore. I'm kind of glad. It was neat, but Spider-Man does not need to have magic disappearing masks and shit. You know, just be a suit. That's what Spider-Man is. He's a kid just fighting crime and trying to do the right thing. And, you know, killing off every Uncle Ben he can find. Whether he likes it or not. Say what?
I said ouch.
It's the truth. Like, every Uncle Ben seems to die, except for one Aunt May. They just had to be different. Nintendo has updated the Nintendo Switch Online SNES Super Famicom apps with new games and features, which has added Mario Paint, which is finally on there. So you have to either use the Joy-Con 2 mouse to paint with, which works pretty well. I was messing around with it and just used my couch and was doing some coloring and drawing with it a little bit. Or you can plug in a USB mouse, and that's how you have to play it on Switch 1. I'm glad they at least brought that over and didn't try and make this a Switch 2 only title. So good on them for that. Go ahead.
Even though it's only limited to like 30 seconds half the time, social media has already been great with this because of the ability to share your creations. Because there's a lot of developers and artists out there I've seen do their animations, do their songs that they've had, and one of them actually showed off that from Cinemassacre, Mike Matei actually painstakingly did the entire TMNT original 89 intro in Mario Paint, all drawn. So that one was impressive.
That's fantastic. I've seen some people where they're doing full animations, but they're doing it almost flipbook style, where they just draw a single picture, take a screenshot, draw the next one, take a screenshot, and just kind of work their way through it. And those are kind of fun to watch because if they don't take the outer like menu away, you see that like going crazy and changing, and it's just kind of a fun visual addition to it, I feel. On top of that, they did announce Mario's Super Picross and Nobunaga's Ambition both have had mouse support added. Once again, either using the mouse function or a USB-C mouse. So you probably noticed another edit. We had to pause for a second. I once again will call for King Arthur's World to be added to Nintendo Switch Online for the Super Nintendo, because now we can use mouse support on top of already being able to play it normally. Why not?
Yeah, add Lemmings 2 Tribes.
There you go.
And give us mouse support in SimCity. Okay.
I still did they add for Mario Maker? Did they ever update it where you can use the mouse in that? Because
No, people are wishing right now.
that would be such a great addition, just to have that in there. All right, and our last little bit for this, Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is getting a free update August 7th that is adding in Maki, Yoon, Eagle, and Ingrid to Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. They're also adding in mode selections, new music, new art, and more.
Yeah, they're also adding in, for people who like it, Plasma Swords getting combo routes. Originally, they didn't display those unless you had the home version. Now they're adding that in.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize that was from the home version for that. So yeah, I'm glad they're doing that. I think the only thing
more artwork, good stuff.
I think the only other change I would like to see between a lot of these fighting games, especially like for the Marvel collection as well, give us an infinite time limit. Like, let us turn that on if we want, because that's would have made Marvel vs. Capcom 2 so much better, and a couple of these other fighting games I think would have worked too. Go ahead.
Also, which I need to mention because we're in the fighting game ecosystem right now, is as at Evo as of yesterday and even the day before, they talked about the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which is coming out in December now, December 12th.
Yes, I remember you mentioned that.
And they did announce that one of the games announced that is coming to the collection will be the Mortal Kombat Trilogy. They heavily referenced how they're fixing with quality of life and everything the PlayStation version, so they didn't announce whether the N64 version is coming too. I'm hoping, since they're getting every version of everything else, we get both, because only in the Nintendo 64 version had the fatalities for the bosses. And they both had system-specific chameleon characters, so I'm hoping we get both still. But other than that, I am pleased to announce, no chips, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition is complete on cart.
Yes, which 100% I will be buying that because of that alone.
And they have a deluxe edition, and then they have a horrible collector's edition.
The collector's edition was...
I want the lore book, but I don't need a Goro sculpted by a 4-year-old controller holder.
Yeah, that was so weird looking.
That's all it's going to hold, is my disappointment and how much I spent on it.
All right. And the last little bit we'll add to this before we move out of the the speed run here. I mentioned it earlier. Nintendo has announced a price increase for the Switch 1. Excuse me. For the hardware and accessories, not the games, and not the Switch 2 will not be going from price. But basically, the Switch 1 is going from $300 to $340. The Switch OLED is going from $350 to $400. The Switch Lite is going from $200 to $230. Switch 1 AC adapter is going from $30 to $35. Joy-Con charging stand, $30 to $35. Joy-Con 1s are going from $80 to $90 a pair. Pro controller is going from $70 to $80. And then for Switch 2, the Joy-Con 2 set is going from $95 to $100. So that's the second increase those have had to go through. And then the Joy-Con 2 straps are going up a whopping $1 from $14 to $15.
They did say it will affect Amiibo, but they were not specific on what and which and how much on the Amiibos yet. And this takes effect by the time you're listening to us, probably, which is tomorrow.
Yep. Some places, even before this, when it got announced the other day, Target and Best Buy had already raised their prices immediately. GameStop, to their credit, had not. Last I looked, they still had not. So, kind of shocking.
Just remember, everybody, this is because of one person.
Yep.
And it's not Nintendo.
Nintendo did say that they're trying not to raise the price of the Switch 2, but they did not take that off the table and said it may eventually have to happen, as well as the cost of games and Nintendo Switch Online. So, yeah, just we're all having to deal with this, even if we didn't vote for it. All right, let's go to the big question. Hey, I played the sound at the right time this time. So, now that we are getting Darksiders 4 after all of these years, what is a series you love, that you want to see get continued and or finished, whether realistically or not? Chase, you had a hell of a list. We're going to start with you on this one.
Okay.
Because normally you're like, well, I didn't have time to think about the question, or I don't know how to answer it. And you're like, I'm going to answer
this question, or is he going to give you a big middle finger?
Well, I just started typing stuff that came to mind after I thought about it for a little bit. But
I just like giving you a hard time about it.
I usually don't like these types of questions. No, you're right. I would have said Darksiders. Darksiders would have been on this list, but so That was nice.
That was the whole inspiration for the question, is that we're
Yeah.
getting a fourth one.
So I started with, I know that like overall the story is really good, and so like, you know, and I thought it was finished fairly well, but I'm never gonna say no to another Legacy of Kain game. So
100%.
I said Legacy of Kain, Rogue Trooper. There's always room. I mean, they ended the game, but they also kind of ended on like they could have made more if the game was more popular. So I'd always love to see another Rogue Trooper continue the story.
That's
further.
one I need to play because I actually don't have it.
Good. Really good.
Okay.
So this one is digging a little deep. I had this on PS2 ages ago. It's called Spartan Total Warrior. So really, really good game. I think it was also on Xbox, original Xbox.
Yeah, I think I have it on Xbox.
It was really good, really fun. Really enjoyed it. I want to find it again because I'd love to play it again. It was like, yeah, it was a one-off game that never saw a sequel or anything, never got remade, nothing. So I'd love to just see it come back.
Just lost to time.
Yeah, and it was fun. It was really fun. Swan will share my sentiment with this next one, Splinter Cell. Please, Ubisoft, something, anything.
Co-op or bust.
Yeah, of course, but
Can we find a way for 3-player, please?
They did at one point. It was called Spies versus Mercs.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Spies versus
But don't play the
Mercenary.
360 version. That one sucks. Play the Xbox original version of Double Agent. It is the best experience ever.
Can't really play it online anymore, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I want more Splinter Cell in my life. Supposedly they haven't forgot about it, but they also haven't told us anything about it either.
He's on mobile, so
His ass is going to show up in Fortnite before we get another game.
Sam Fisher's just showing up everywhere except Splinter Cell. God damn it!
They put him in Rainbow Six. They've
Yeah.
surprised
Rainbow
he wasn't in
Six.
freaking
There was
Prince of Persia.
There was that mobile game called Elite Squad, which got shut down. He got put in all sorts of stuff. This next one's near and dear to me, Star Wars Republic Commando. It's one of the best shooters I've ever played, hands down. I still go back and replay it every now and again on the Xbox backwards compatibility, but now it's even easier to replay because it got a remaster, which was awesome. Actually, wasn't it by the same company that did the Soul Reaver, Aspire?
yeah, I think instead of like a remaster, those kind of just a port, but it works fine.
Yeah,
I have it on Switch.
Yeah, I think I got it on Switch as well. They did a pretty good job with it, though.
Yeah.
Nah, I would love for that to be remade with an actual co-op. Like, let you have co-op with other people would be great.
Yeah. The thing that really annoys me about this particular game is the fact that it ended on a cliffhanger and it never got a sequel. And supposedly there was intention to make a sequel, but I think it got scrapped. Because at the end of the game, spoilers for anybody that hasn't played it, but game's old as...
It's an original Xbox title.
Yeah, it's old. So, one of your squad mates gets captured and like taken away on the radio. Like all you hear is him like struggling against something that's captured him in a radio transmission, and then that's how it ends. Like you want to go after him, but you're told not to because you're sent on another mission, and the game ends. And so they've never
it's just showing how little the Republic gave a crap about the clones.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft, if you're listening, I'll put my 2 cents in and saying, if you want to use the Republic Commando engine / gameplay, and you can just call it Star Wars Bad Batch, and it writes itself. You've got the same number of characters. You're all set.
Yeah, the Bad Batch game would be pretty good, but I'm actually going to pivot and say EA, maybe have Respawn do a Republic Commando sequel. These guys know what they're doing.
Well, they're kind of busy with Apex.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Like EA could literally like have a license to print money because like they have Respawn, who would be like the perfect studio to make this game. And yeah, I just I would. It's another game. I'd said it to Jeremy earlier, and I think Swan knows this as well. This is one of those really annoying games though that it keeps coming up at like every E3 in the rumor mill. Again. Yeah, like the rumor mill keeps coming up that there's gonna be a Republic Commando sequel announced because a while there was a rumor there was gonna be Imperial Commando, which I thought was just as cool.
And the funny thing is, it sold well when they did the port. Like you could buy it on Switch, you could buy it on the other systems. Like you can go. There's a physical copy that's got Republic Commando and Pod Racer on it together. Like there's so many different ways to get this damn game, and it's still selling pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
So there's a want for it.
And then last but not least, we kind of Jeremy and I kind of hinted towards it earlier in the show. Also EA, you've got Respawn. They kind of made this like first person shooter game called Titanfall, which was really fucking amazing. And Titanfall 2 is like considered one of the best shooters. A lot of people consider it one of the best shooters of all time.
And it's only $2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically give it away for free. Like it is such a good game for cost measurement right now.
That campaign is one of the best shooter campaigns I've played in a long time. It's definitely in my top 5. It's probably my top 3, to be fair. So they keep talking about potentially a Titanfall 3, then it gets canceled, then it's potentially in development, it gets canceled, and it's just like, come on, guys, just make it. People want it.
Can you imagine how good of a game they could make now if they use like the Series X and the PS5, or if we had the next generation systems have that, like just with the larger environments and the different, Titans.
How can they monetize it?
I'll fucking buy 5 copies. I don't care. Give me the game.
Color for every part of the Titan.
Chase will import it from here if he has to.
Yeah. Give me honestly, give Respawn the Battlefield engine and make a Titanfall game out of that with those. And then release a
48-button controller for your Titan.
No, I don't.
I already do it for one game. I'll freaking do it for that one.
But just like if I could have like that destructible environments with those Titans and stuff, that'd be amazing.
100%. All right, Steven, what about you? What are your the games you would love to see continued or finished?
Because of how it ends without spoilers, Snatcher. Because I think there's more story to tell, and because the original creator is a pompous asshole right now. I don't think I'm ever going to get it. So if anybody else wants to take a crack at it, he said go ahead because he's not going to write it. So I was like, good.
That's it. You don't want to sit there and watch as 4 characters dance around like fools to music while cameras zoom in and out of their feet like normal people.
and that every other game with guns sucks because he knows how to shoot guns and he knows how to kill people. Yeah. Another one is kind of a stretch, but I don't care.
It made sense once you explained it to me. So
yeah, anybody remember Pirates of Darkwater, a cartoon where they had to find a certain number of treasures in order for an ending to happen, and they only found like a third of them because it got canceled. Now we know some of these titles have come back from the dead with full blessing, and some have even been canon. So with that being said, we got the first game as a beat 'em up. You could make the second one as a beat 'em up, and you can just finish the rest of the treasures, please. Make something out of it. Or if you really want to try to go actual dark water, you could make it a Souls-like, and every boss gives you one of the treasures. Do whatever you want. Reboot it. I don't care. Just let me get all the treasures and finish the fucking story.
Did they ever do comic books or anything else to try and finish it? Nothing?
Nothing ever to get the rest of the treasures. Ever.
That sucks.
It was just canceled. Chase agrees to this one, but with F-Zero never had a story until it got to F-Zero GX. Then it kind of mirrored some of the stories. You played through storylines. You got to know more about the characters. Then they made an anime. Then they made an anime-based GBA game. So it's got a universe to build upon. So just give us another game and don't let Miyamoto touch it, because he won't release one unless he can figure out how to make the controller stupid. Let the original team make another Lunar. There's always more stories to tell there. Whoever worked on the remaster, the portable versions, or the remakes can take a step back. Let the original team come back with the good music, the original voice actors. Give me all the good stuff back. I always like new Lunars, and it's an art style that I haven't seen in games for a long time, and I'm wondering where that person is. The last time I saw that art style, which looked vaguely familiar, was surprisingly in Star Wars Visions, the first season. There's one of the stories they tell you. I can swear that the artist did Lunar, which he didn't, but it's awfully close.
Maybe they're inspired by it. And
lastly, also without spoilers, will be Claire Obscure Expedition 33, because the further you get in the game, the more questions you're going to get. And I know they've agreed to make a live action version of this show, an adaptation. But unless they're going to continue the story with it, there's so many questions I have that I can say now that I've almost completely destroyed this game, and they still don't give me the answers to. And unless the sequel is going to answer those questions, which they've said nothing about making a sequel, I want it to continue and be finished, because I just want those questions answered. If they do it in DLC, then guess what? I'm satisfied. But otherwise, give me more. And yes, I know it's early, but who cares? It's Game of the Year already.
No,
oh, man. Chase's reaction to this earlier was great. It's like, it just came out.
Yeah, it just came out. Can't put that on there.
It's Game of the Year. Donkey Kong can't even touch it, and nothing else is going to touch it. And if it doesn't win this year,
its check isn't going to clear. So it's not getting Game of the Year. The check hasn't cleared. All right?
Death Stranding is not going to win, and Donkey Kong Bonanza is not going to win. It's all about Expedition 33.
Oh, God. All right, so I'll go ahead and go into my list here. So starting off, there was the absolutely wonderful Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall for Cybertron that came out, and then nothing after that. Where Rise of the Darkspark never happened. I refuse to acknowledge it. Fuck that game. I'd like an actual continuation and ending to this story. I would love for High Moon Studios to come back. They were some of the best developers of Transformers games I've ever had the pleasure of enjoying, because both those games were just done with so much love and so much detail. I want to see that continued.
You might need to sweet talk Xbox a little bit.
I will do things, Xbox. I will do damn dirty things. I will do shit that will make credit card companies question whether you can sell things.
oh boy.
For a good High Moon Studios Transformers game, yeah, I have no shame.
He's like, I'll do more than meets the eye.
If you make these games good enough, I'll meet your eyes. I don't care. I'll do it.
He'll be a robot in disguise for you.
Oh, God, this is getting worse. Next up is another classic that I love called Star Trek Legacy. This was released back on 360 and PS3 back in the day, and it covered Star Trek Enterprise, the original series, the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. I think even went into like Voyager. Like, it covered all of the existing Star Wars or Star Trek at the time. Yeah, people are gonna be pissed. I just said Star Wars on accident.
And published by Bethesda.
Yeah, once again, we're gonna have to do some stuff with Microsoft. This is just compiling what I'm gonna have to do here. I would love to see a continuation or a sequel to this, because you can add in all of the newer Star Trek that's been added in there, bringing in, more of the actors to actually, play their characters. They could add in all the different ships, which makes the combat stuff even so much better, because now we can have ships that are even older than the original ones they showed by going back to early Discovery. We have some of the newer original series stuff with Strange New Worlds. We've got, future things off from the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine and Voyager, that ended up being for like Lower Decks and Picard and a lot of that stuff. We've got Star Trek Prodigy, then further into the future with Star Trek Discovery stuff and all of that. So there's like literally centuries of content that they could cover that I would love to see brought into this. Go ahead, Steven.
I will say it has to be made by a new development team because they were formerly Mad Doc Software.
Yeah, they're not around anymore.
And they were purchased by Take-Two and turned into Rockstar New England.
Well, shit. They did such a good job because the visuals on that game hold up even today. Like, it was a big thing that the ships were self-shadowing. It's like you'd go fly by a sun and it would actually look like a three-dimensional ship as it was going by, and you see the shadow of the nacelles and stuff on itself. Would definitely love to play more of those. This next one is never going to happen, and it's kind of a weird one that some people didn't really like, but I got intrigued with and want to see finished, even though legally they can't. And that is Too Human. Because do you remember that one, Chase? Yeah, they kind of got into some a pissing match with Epic Games, and Epic Games beat the shit out of them legally and took them to court and made them pretty much destroy all their stuff and get rid of it. But I wanted to see the story finished. I thought their version of the mythology was kind of an interesting take on it. The combat for the way it controlled was different than what you normally saw for hack and slash and stuff like that.
That's a very nice word to use.
Once I got used to it, it was kind of fun. I enjoyed it.
If I could interject on this,
yes,
I agree with you in this. I can agree with you in the sense that it was an interesting story, and I liked the scenery and the way the game looked.
It's not a perfect
I hated dying in that game.
Yes,
I remember that.
The thing about this game was this is a perfect example of a game that had a really good story and really interesting like ideas that got ruined by horrible controls.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's perfect controls. They could update those. I got used to it. I'm pretty good at adapting to control schemes, and it was out there. Mind you, at the time, I'm also going between, controllers for different systems, plus Wii Motion for other ones. And like, I'm just like, cool. What weird motions?
Wii Motion.
He's practicing for Microsoft.
Hey, Bethesda.
The things I'll do for Transformers.
Oh, Jesus.
Please not in the eyes.
Yeah.
Just play the prequel to this game, guys. It's called Detroit Becoming Human, but then they went too far and then it's Too Human. Okay.
Even though this came out way before it.
And then Human fell flat.
Yeah, I know that one's never going to happen, but yeah. So my last choice, it's an interesting choice. Like, I'd love to see where the story goes because of their take. Yeah, I can take it or leave for a lot of the other stuff. So my last one is Battlefield Bad Company. I know we got 2 games of that, and I absolutely loved those stories. You had your whole misfit group as you're going through and fighting. That was when they were really pushing for the early destructible engine and stuff like that. I would love to get a new one that is co-op with friends, because it just screams to be a co-op shooter. Either a new version of the Bad Company or continue the story of those guys, kind of see where they've ended up after all this time or whatever. I just think it's a game that they could kind of continue, on from what they had. Because after the 2 that came out on like 360 and PS3, they just kind of dropped it. They just went on to other Battlefields.
Yeah, they tried once making one, because I remember they showed off another one that looked really funny, and then that got canceled because EA doesn't like money.
Yeah, that's right.
Every time I hear Bad Company, though, for some reason, I always get it mixed up with the outfit for 360.
That's a very different game.
Yeah.
Chase, you
but
mess
the
with
box
Bad
for
Company
that
much?
shows like specific characters too, so I always get confused.
I
can
played
see
both
that.
of them. I can't remember if they completed the story in 2 or if they left it open, like if it was like a cliffhanger and there's supposed to be a third one.
Yeah, because the problem they had with Bad Company is it tried to go serious, and then it tried to go back to being like funny-ish again, and then everybody's like, we don't know what you want.
I think if they'd been given a third game, they might have been able to kind of balance that out and kind of give it a proper ending. Maybe keep some of the seriousness they wanted to have, but have the touches of comedy that really excelled. They kind of swapped to two extremes on it. So, all right.
It's been over a decade.
Yeah, this was on 360, so it's been a long time.
Yeah. This was like early, was it Frostbite engine too?
Yeah, it was early Frostbite. So it's back because it was when they were first showing off the destructibility. They were kind of digging through a lot of that because I remember that was part of why they would show it off for tech demos of like, here's our upcoming Battlefield, Bad Company, and they'd show them like taking a tank and like blowing through a house and doing other stuff.
Yeah,
what they could do.
It seems like the growing impressions on even Reddit is like, hey, if you guys wanted to add single player to Battlefield 6, it should be like a Bad Company 3 single player campaign, and then you're just in the know of the area and you just want to play more of it, so you play multiplayer.
I would be down for that. That'd be a good.
But Bad Company's DICE, and DICE said they wouldn't make another one until they knew the game could live up to the whole series. I'm like that.
Oh, come on, get over yourself. Just make the damn game. Doesn't have to be superior. It just has to be fun. That's all.
Give it the Respawn. There you go. Cancel Titanfall 3 again and make Bad Company 3.
We're gonna get Apex Bad Company at this fucking rate.
Yeah.
Bad Company skins in
Yeah. There you go.
Apex Legends. There you go.
Isn't DICE now aren't they Battlefield Studios? Or is that just a whole nother like brand new studio that they made? Because I noticed
at this point, who knows?
Because I noticed that in the Battlefield 6 trailer, they called it Battlefield Studios. So I wondered if maybe EA just did like you're all getting merged into one.
I wouldn't even. Battlefield Studios versus DICE. Here we go. I'm trying to see whatever ended up happening with this. Yeah, a lot of them just ended up leaving, so they probably don't have a lot of the same people. Many of the leadership roles
November
left.
2021, Electronic Arts announced that Vince Zampella, the co-founder of Respawn, will oversee the Battlefield series going forward.
God dang it.
With Ripple Effect leading the way in developing the franchise's new experiences instead of DICE. It was reported that DICE general manager will be leaving EA as well as everybody else.
At this point, Chase, we have more of a chance of getting a Titanfall 3 Bad Company than we do of anything else, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what, though.
Those fuckers with Titans?
Yeah, DICE is kind of dead, and now they're just something else. They're Battlefield Studios.
Makes sense, though, that the co-founder of Respawn is the one that's running Battlefield Studios now, because everybody that's, like, all the comments and everything on the new Battlefield 6 trailer is like, yep, Battlefield's finally listening to us. This is what we've been asking for. Like, there's a lot of people that are really excited for Battlefield 6 multiplayer. So I'm like, okay, this makes more sense now.
You can actually watch their direct because they made it as if it was an E3 presentation. They had 2 giant tanks there. They had like dozens of people playing against each other. So look up the gameplay reveal, and you're going to see that they did a whole E3 presentation on it. Live with studio audience and all that stuff.
Yeah, I guess it'll come down to it, Chase. I'll see if I'm going to end up getting it, and you and I can play maybe. And I would hope there'd be some kind of co-op or single player though. Like I'll be ready in the battle royale mode free.
You actually will play a battle royale? If you will, I'm gonna I want to be there to witness this.
For free, I'll try it.
Oh, okay.
I like battle royales. We just haven't played them in a while because I used to mess around with a few of them, but it's been a bit. So
I used to play Warzone like all the time with a mate of mine that really liked them.
Warzone I didn't mess with much. I was more like PUBG. Like I played that a lot. It's been quite a while. I think it's been like 2 years since I picked it up last. So who knows? All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for tonight. So yeah, I guess anything else we want to cover? Or are we pretty much done? I guess we're it. So this has been episode 182 of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast, and we're out. Peace.
Transformers.
Hey, SaGa.
Please not in the eyes. Well. God. This has been a production of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast by the staff at zenspath.com. The show is created and edited by Jeremy Powers. You can find the video edition of the show on our YouTube channel at Zenspath.com. The audio edition is located wherever you find your podcasts. Links to all versions of the show, as well as to our Discord where you can talk with us directly, is located at www.zenspath.com. Please leave us a like, thumbs up, comment, and review where you can to help us grow.